Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So, these are my thoughts on the Chelsea quarterfinal win against Newcastle, which was obviously 1-0 at the end of 90 minutes and then straight into pens, and it was 4-2 on the penalties. This obviously is. This was a massive opportunity for Chelsea. Newcastle, you could see in the last few weeks, their players are clearly fatigued. They're getting a lot of injuries at the moment. They're just not really able to put out their starting 11. And this was a massive chance at Stamford Bridge to essentially for this team to get revenge for that horrific 4-1 defeat which we suffered at St James's Park, 3 weeks ago. And essentially, the team that started today was Petrovic in goal, back four, obviously, of Disasi, Thiago Silva, Badiashile, and Colwell. Our two midfielders being Gallagher, Caicedo, and Enzo just in front, with our front three being Palmer, Jackson, and Sterling. And it was an interesting match because Newcastle didn't really do anything. They didn't really do anything in this match as a whole. Chelsea largely dominated possession. They had most of the ball, controlled it all, and Newcastle's goal it came. Let's just have a look. It came at the what was it? Newcastle's goal came at the 16th minute, and it was essentially Chelsea had the ball in the Newcastle half. Poor pass around the centre circle. Callum Wilson gets the ball, runs at the goal, and you're thinking between Thiago Silva and Badiashile, one of these two should be able to just deal with the danger and just they'll be fine. And Badiashile originally does really well, gets his body and kind of gets between Wilson and the ball, but then just kicks the ball off his own leg, and all of a sudden it's just Wilson one-on-one with Petrovic, and it's a very straightforward finish. It's a great finish. But outside of that one goal, which obviously was really just a Chelsea mistake, Newcastle didn't do anything. They didn't really offer anything going forward. I think that was their only shot on target the entire first half. And I think let's just have a look. Yeah, that was their only shot on target the entire match. So they had one shot on target the entire match, and they scored from it. And then the rest of the half, it was so frustrating. Chelsea had complete control. They again had no issue transitioning from defence to midfield to attack. But again, every single time we're in and around the opposition box, it was every single time we had a chance, we just made the wrong pass. It was a wrong decision, or maybe we made the right decision, but the pass was either too much on it or just not enough on it, so it was easy for Newcastle to clear. And we never really felt like I don't feel Dubravka in the Newcastle goal had any difficult save to deal with, and we only had one shot on target in that first half. And then obviously Enzo comes off around the 30-minute mark. I think it's because from what we hear he was feeling quite sick, so hopefully he'll be fit and ready to go against Wolves on the weekend. And obviously Broja comes on, and Broja scores a goal, but obviously he's offside. And obviously with no VAR in the Carabao Cup, whatever the linesman's decision is, it's always going to stick with that. And I kind of prefer that. I kind of enjoy having no VAR. And actually, funny enough, I think the referee had a really good game, and the linesman actually had a really good game as well. So I kind of wouldn't mind going back to no VAR days. But anyway, so first half is over. We don't really do anything. We've had like 70% possession, but we haven't really troubled the Newcastle goal in any way whatsoever. And Newcastle kind of comfortably holding on. And then we go into the second half, and it's more of the same. Chelsea are in complete control. They're dominating the ball. They're just passing it about. And the frustrating thing about this with Chelsea is they were passing it about. In the first half, they were passing it about like we were winning. Like we were winning 2-0. It was very sort of laid back. There was no intensity to their passes. They were kind of just being a bit too patient. In the second half, the intensity upped, and you could see the players were trying to speed up the game, trying to kind of find spaces which they could then attack Newcastle, because as the game progressed, you could see Newcastle were beginning to tire out. Their players were clearly just coming to Newcastle are clearly just at the edge at the moment. Their players, they've played so much more football than they were used to. They've had so many more injuries as well, and Chelsea were beginning to just find pockets where they could properly hurt Newcastle defence. However, we still didn't really do anything to kind of make life difficult for the Newcastle keeper. In fact, there was one moment where I think we had a great opportunity. Sterling on the edge of the box, great effort, well, just inside the box, great effort, and it was a brilliant save from Dubravka. But other than that, we didn't really create anything. And then all of a sudden we got and Cuckoo comes on, and it just gives a lift to the crowd. Gives a lift to the crowd because he's a player who we all have been waiting to see since we saw how well he played over the summer. And it was great to see him on the pitch. I personally don't have any expectations for him for the next month or so, because obviously he was out for like 5 months. I think it'll take him a good 1 or 2 months to get back up to speed for the sort of level he was playing at. So it was just great to see him on the pitch, and hopefully, in my eyes, I really hope he starts against Wolves. But yeah, I mean, it took us right until I think right at the very end of the match in the 92nd minute. Cross comes in, and then it's it's Trippier who's made several mistakes for Newcastle over the last few weeks. Who heads it clearly? He's trying to head it back to his goalkeeper, but gets it completely wrong. And Mudryk is right there, pounces, and it's a great finish. It's a brilliant finish, and I'm so happy that he came on and just scored the goal to get us back in the match. And yeah, it was wonderful to see kind of just the joy on all the players' faces and the relief as well, because you could just hear the stadium was getting frustrated that we had dominated the match and hadn't really done anything. Brilliant that Mudryk got us back into it, and then obviously everyone then knows next few minutes we went into penalties, and this was nerve wracking. I hate penalties. If I'm a neutral, I love them. I love the drama. If it's your own team, it's a horrible feeling because I always feel there's no worse way of going out of a cup competition than on a penalty shootout. And with no extra time in the League Cup, it goes straight to pens. And I mean, like over the last couple of years, Chelsea have lost the League Cup final and the FA Cup final, obviously, to two really dramatic penalty shootouts against Liverpool. And but this time round, I mean, it was just incredible. All four Chelsea penalties were superb. I mean, you can't fault them. We win 4-2 on the night, and was it Palmer steps up, top corner, easy, easy. But you know he's going to do that. Then obviously Wilson steps up on Newcastle, great penalty. Then Conor Gallagher, captain, top corner, brilliant penalty. And you're thinking this is pretty impressive. Then Trippier steps up, and and I was thinking in the back of my head, this guy is just this guy Trippier got an assist for Chelsea. Like that's surely going to be playing in his head that he literally, if he hadn't made that mistake, Newcastle would have won. And it did. It clearly played in his head because he just fluffed it and he missed the goal entirely. And then all of a sudden Chelsea are in complete control. And Cuckoo comes up and again, top corner. What a penalty that is in his first game back for Chelsea. And again, all of a sudden, Bruno Guimaraes, who a player I really don't like, great penalty, brilliant. Mudryk then steps up, goal scorer in the 90 minutes. What a penalty again. And then it just sets up match point. And it's Matt Ritchie who steps up. And this was such a phenomenal save for Petrovic. Dives to his left-hand side, saves it. And like it was quite an interesting one because for a second there, you could see that he clearly hadn't realised that he'd won the penalty shootout because he just pauses for a second and just like maybe is trying to get his mind back into it, and all of a sudden realizes when he sees all the rest of the team running down towards them, and it was just such a good feeling. That is such a great feeling, and that is a third match in a row Chelsea have won at Stamford Bridge now, 2 Premier League games and 1 League Cup, and it's huge. It was a huge win considering we came back from 1-0 down in the last minute of the match and win on penalties. I mean, the other teams left in the competition are Fulham, who won today, Middlesbrough, who won today, and then obviously we have West Ham versus Liverpool tomorrow. This is huge. I mean, I'm hoping Chelsea don't draw the winner of West Ham versus Liverpool because in reality I think either one of Fulham or Middlesbrough we should beat. But this is a massive opportunity for us now to win silverware, and it being the first cup of the year as well. It'll be in February, right at the start of the new year. That'll be a great way to start 2024. And also, how brilliant would that be if Poch's first trophy, like in Poch's first season for Chelsea, he wins more trophies than he won in the several years that he was at Spurs. I mean, that would be a great feeling. But yeah, I mean, much more positive this review than it could have been. But yeah, wasn't the best performance. But again, I don't care. This team, I mean, like I said, could maybe start to improve now. Maybe we can build up some proper momentum with 3 matches to end the year. 3 matches which I feel we should win. And if we do, we'll go in with like a 5-match win streak into the new year. And again, there's 1 or 2 cup games to start the new year, which we should be able to win as well. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all on Christmas Eve, where we unfortunately have to play Wolves, which is a fun way to spend Christmas Eve. But anyway, I will see you all on Sunday, and hopefully we have gotten another win.